Everybody, you are watching The Creep Show. I'm Amy Fioretto, and today I am joined by We Are the Fallen. I have Carly and John as my special guests today. Hi, guys. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks for coming out and hanging out with me today. You have a big show in New York City, and your album's about to come out. So congratulations. It seems like a lot of stuff is going on with you guys right now. Is it like blowing your minds? Do you guys like all the work that goes up to this moment for your record coming out? Are you guys totally like shit?
Yeah, we're pretty stoked. I mean, it's been a long road. I mean, it's not been a complete year since the conception of the band, but there's been so much work gone into it through label and management and just the band and everything. It's really been a whirlwind. We put it together pretty quick, but it's come together real nice.
Right, and that's always good when the end result is right here
Yeah.
with your.
we just got it
So
today.
I feel like
Maybe 15
It's my
minutes.
first copy.
you got your first copies right here. Wow. So I mean, here it is in the flesh, so to speak, or in the cardboard, I guess.
Oh, wait a minute. They misspelled my name.
Oh no!
Really?
No.
Imagine they did. Somebody's getting fired for that, right? For not fact checking / spell checking.
Right. That would be me. I would be the one to get fired.
So, you guys have a lot of buzz going on around the band. Obviously, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that you were on American Idol. Do you downplay that fact, or do you feel like that's a good thing for the band? Do you think people focus on it too much? Obviously, I'm asking the question, so.
I think it's got you're coming into the rock world. It's got its pros and cons, but I truly believe that as someone coming from the show, I learned so much. And musically, it was a little bit frustrating for me because it's the formula, but that's the formula that works for them. But the people that are on the show, they're just, I don't know, they're so inspiring, and I learned work ethic, and it gives you that platform and that boost to then go out into the world and create what you want to really do. So
Right, so it was a night, like you said, it was a good learning experience for you.
huge.
Is Simon really as mean as he appears on his commentary?
Yes. But I mean, all his meanness, he helped me. I don't know if I can say it. Grow a pair of balls. I mean,
You can say anything. You can
yeah.
say
I mean,
whatever you want.
I came into the show and I I'm a singer, but my confidence was about this big, and you would think that. Well, I think during the show he kind of squashed my confidence, but by the end I kind of realized that they're there for a reason, and I grew a pair of balls, and
It's almost like the Marines, right? Like they break you down to build you right back up.
He is the drill sergeant.
Yeah, so he's definitely like Louis Gossett Jr. and like an officer and a gentleman. Like break it down, Richard Gere. I know that movie's really old, but it's definitely it resonates because I think that's kind of what you were like. That's what I envision what you were just saying.
Yeah.
So just I have to ask, being on that show, it's the most popular show it seems like in the country. What's can you give us some inside story or inside funny thing that happened that people didn't see on your season?
I don't know. There's so much. There, honestly, I mean, when the camera's not rolling, there's so many funny things that happen. Half the time, everyone's sick, so everybody has masks on.
So it looks like kind of like you're like in an
looks
airport,
like you're in
wearing
a
SARS
hospital
or
half the time. Yeah, because I mean, if one person gets sick, it wipes out
everybody gets sick.
And I got the flu and bronchitis and ear infection.
It evens up the
and
playing field
everything.
if everyone's sick, though.
Right.
Yeah, right. I wanted to infect everybody, but
It's like,
yeah.
does Carly really have that nasally vocal? No, she's just sick.
Yeah. No, literally, like rehearsals, everything. You're with a big mask over your face.
Wow. So that's what goes on behind the scenes at American Idol, masks.
It is not pretty at all.
So, you're removed from obviously from when you were on the show. You're in a band now. You're working with, Ben Moody, who, and members of Evanescence, obviously. It was a band that sold millions of records. Do you ever fear that people might make too many quick comparisons, even though it's a different band, because there's a female vocalist with dark hair and light eyes, which is very similar, but, the music to me is different.
Well, we thought, maybe we would, but if they had a dude with long dreads, they wouldn't have gotten that. So I don't know. I'm Irish.
We don't fear it because we know people are people and they're gonna do what they're gonna do and they're gonna think what they're gonna think, and that's awesome. You know what? That's great.
And people don't really do it anymore. It happened at the beginning, but now that the record's out, people can hear it. And they get it. That it's totally different.
Yeah,
It's a new
yeah,
thing,
definitely.
so.
There's a totally different situation that's going on here musically, and just having Carly in the band and what we're doing. So I think people are catching on to that. That we're not just
It's really
trying to
cool,
duplicate
though.
the past.
We're looking out into the audience and seeing people actually singing the songs.
Like back to you, right?
It was weird. That happened on the 5th night of the tour. So people were YouTubing learning the songs, coming to the show.
Wow.
I think it was crazy.
They can't wait for the album to come out next week. Jeez, that's great. That's
I can't wait for them to go get it.
Right, yes,
Yeah, it's gonna be
exactly. People need to go out and purchase it on Tuesday.
right?
Yes, it comes out Tuesday. Tear the World Down. It's like I really like the stark, dark looking artwork. It's really kind of Tim Burton-y kind of vibe there. Anything that's kind of cloudy and like very dark, and this little girl in her white dress. It's like a good contrast.
It took us a long time to find that little girl.
Oh, really? Was it a lot of casting calls, or like how did you find her? Was she?
Well, the idea was that it's a theme that we're going to continue. That we actually had every band member as a 6-year-old. So this was this was my one, but it took a long time to find her.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of kids don't have dark hair and long
and dirty mouths like Charlie.
She didn't have a dirty mouth. She was a sweet kid.
I know, but you do.
Well, if she's supposed to be you, then she'll have one when she gets older.
It was a
right?
cool day, though. We had no idea. Like, when kids come in first, they have to have a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So we had, like, a little classroom set up and everything at the photo shoot. It was kind of cool. But
Well, she's cute, and I think it's definitely a good stark image for like you said, for you as like a 6-year-old. This is a cool picture on the inside too, and I like how it shows your tats because you don't really see a lot of people. I think on American in the rock world, you definitely see people with sleeves and quarter sleeve as you have there, and you have lots of tats obviously as a rock dude. But not to just call you a rock dude, but in American Idol, you don't see that many people with that many tattoos. So do you feel like the rock world is where you're more comfortable and where you're happy, and are you feeling like just that this band really is where you both want to be, obviously.
Yes, this is exactly where I want to be, and I think
I've never felt so meant to be somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's once we got on we played our first show together in London. For some reason we decided to fly all the way over there to play our first show.
Yeah, you might as well get some culture too, right?
We've written a record together. We've recorded the record. We've been through all of this together, but getting on stage, that's where
that's the big decider.
That's where we have always shined in the past, and she obviously shined on American Idol. It's like, how do we bring those two worlds together? As soon as she got out there, man, she's like pumping her fists and she's all over the place. And even to this point now, it's just ridiculous. Carly is a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Honestly, though, for me, as a solo on stage by yourself, I couldn't be more uncomfortable. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. You just feel like all eyes are on you, and the stage just feels like it's like swallowing you. So
right
now she has a lot of things to distract people, like for instance me falling down on stage in Houston.
Yes, you did.
Fall in Houston.
Ate it. It was brilliant.
Was it a slippery floor? Did you drink too much?
I slipped on. Actually, I was completely sober, and I slipped on the other guitar player's his snake loom coming from his pedal. And it was a slick floor though, but I had no idea.
Usually it is over there, and
I'm
stay away from Ben's
6'3",
side.
so it took me 15 minutes to fall down. It was the sixth song
it was
before
like
I actually hit the
slow
ground.
motion, like.
Yeah, it was bad news.
Ben spits water all over the place.
Yeah.
It's always a little slick over his
So
head,
I wonder if that's on YouTube, if anybody can
I've been looking
that.
for it. I want to see
Houston?
it.
We haven't seen it yet. It's awesome.
Okay, anybody who was at that We Are the Fallen Houston show, if anybody's
Like
got
to see
any
video.
cell phone footage or any kind of video footage of John here falling on his ass and taking a header, we would like to see it. So
'cause
please send it in.
obviously I can laugh at myself, and I would
Right.
love to see
No,
this.
we all went on YouTube to try and find it. We were all calling him John is the Fallen.
Yeah,
John is the Fallen. I like that.
Well, she says we all were, but no, it's just her.
I was on YouTube trying to find it because it was awesome. Like, there was that moment because it was like a 5-minute fall. Like, it didn't just
It was
happen.
bad.
It was like he was like, no.
But I didn't have a scratch, a bruise, nothing. But I landed on the
guitar.
guitar strings, and it was like.
Oh my goodness, that's like the remix.
was-
But I literally, I had a 2-second, do I try and catch him or do I just keep singing? And I looked
Or do
at
I
Ben.
laugh?
I think,
I looked at Ben, and Ben was about to die laughing. So I just kept singing.
If you had caught me, I think that would be
Worse.
way more
you probably
embarrassing.
would have,
it would have killed
planted
you.
Wow.
me. That would be
I would have
awesome.
paid money to see that. That
Yeah,
would have been probably
that's true.
entertaining because you know what, the only thing that was probably bruised was maybe your ego if you were embarrassed by it. But
No,
you seem like
pretty
if you were
thick-skinned these days.
looking for it on not eBay, YouTube as well. I think that you probably have a good sense
My,
of
Oh, I'd
humor.
love to see it.
my bunk
No,
nightmare
I've
might have come
fallen
true.
before, and it's been publicized. So
Maybe we should have
nothing
you.
new.
We should have you just fall at every show so
Yeah,
everybody
John
gets
is
to
fallen.
experience it.
I'm working on it. I'm working on that. I'm gonna try to incorporate that into the show.
My
So-
bunk nightmare might have come true. Mashed my face in.